Hello, my name is Jesse, aka Psylord. I am here today to basically do a response video to David Asselstein's mental health perspectives. Now, I want to say before I continue that I am in no way a doctor. I'm not a medical professional. I don't hold a PhD in anything, so anything that I say on here right now at this time is strictly my own opinion and my own thoughts. And anything regarding mental health that I say should not be regarded as medical advice, ever. So, in response to this video that David did talking about the hard truth of mental health, he talks about how, hold on, I'm looking up for real quick. Where are you? Okay. Now he talks about, now I live in the United States, David lives in Canada. He talks about people in Canada alone, or nearly 1/3 of the population, doesn't receive benefit from psychotherapy. Furthermore, that's 5 people in every 19 people treated that don't derive a benefit from psychotherapy. By the way, 1 in 5 Canadians have a form of mental health mood disorder. When we look at it in that way, that one person doesn't have a very good chance at acquiring supports they need. Okay, what do I think about that? It's 5 people in every 19 people treated that don't derive a benefit from psychotherapy. Now, I'm not positive, okay? And, and that's factual stuff that David has put together from doing his research and stuff. However, my thoughts on this, and this is just personally from my own experience, is that there's probably a lot more people dealing with mental health disorders that aren't even being seen or reporting themselves in the manner that, them going and getting help is what I mean. So I'd imagine numbers are actually probably a lot higher. Now, one thing I have noticed in the United States is that, not medically speaking, but like generally in the population, that men's mental health is basically kind of laughed at, and men, like I said, I've never been to Canada before, but men's mental health here in the United States, a lot of people treat it like a joke. It's kind of sad, honestly. And I will look up some more information about this, but there are new studies coming out showing that basically if a woman, and this isn't a video against women, just so you know, don't misconstrue it that, but this video, or this information coming out, is basically saying that when a woman sees a man vulnerable and sees a man cry, that basically she totally sees a man in a whole nother perspective, and basically loses respect for him because of this. So a lot of men don't, this is why we do not talk about our mental health issues, our state of being, because we're basically ridiculed for it, and we shouldn't be. But I got to looking at the National Institute of Mental Health, and now before I talk about that, I want to talk about my own problems with like mental health. And no, I have not seen a doctor about my mental health, and it's not because I don't want to. It's because of that right there. You know, it gets very expensive for that kind of stuff. Now, I can tell you from taking self-tests online, and I don't really need a doctor to tell me, I do have depression and I do have anxiety. I have no doubts about those things. Now, looking at the National Institute of Mental Health, this particular page that I'm bringing up right now is talking about what are the signs and symptoms of depression in men. Okay, it says different men have different symptoms, but some common depression symptoms include anger, irritability, or aggressiveness. Me. Feeling anxious, restless, or on edge. Me. Loss of interest in work, family, or once pleasurable activities. Not really, I don't fall in that category. Problems with sexual desire and performance. No, I don't fall in that category. Feeling sad, empty, flat, or hopeless. I do fall in that category sometimes. Not being able to concentrate or remember details. I can concentrate, but remembering details sometimes I have a lot of trouble with. Feeling very tired, not being able to sleep, or sleeping too much. This is a big one for me. Like a really big one. Usually I'm staying up till about 3 o'clock in the morning when I have to be at work at 11, and it kills me every single day because I know I'm definitely not getting enough sleep. Another one is overeating or not wanting to eat at all. I tend to overeat. Thoughts of suicide or suicide attempts. I'm not gonna lie, I have had suicidal thoughts before. I don't dwell on them or anything like that. Physical aches or pains, headaches, cramps, digestive problems. I definitely suffer from physical aches or pains in my lower back, my knees, my ankles, and I do have digestive problems. I don't really have cramps though. Inability to meet responsibilities of work, caring for family, or other important activities. No. Engaging in high-risk activities. No, I don't do that. A need for alcohol or drugs. I don't have a need for alcohol or drugs. I do smoke like a chimney, though. So, I mean, if you want to categorize smoking cigarettes as a drug, then yeah, I suppose. Withdrawing from family and friends or becoming isolated. I do that. I become isolated quite a bit. But then it goes on to talk about, what are the different types of depression. It talks about major depression. Depressive symptoms that interfere with a man's ability to work, sleep, study, eat, and enjoy most aspects of life. An episode of major depression may occur only once in a person's lifetime, but it is common for a person to have several episodes. Special forms, subtypes of major depression include psychotic depression, seasonal affective disorder, persistent depressive disorder, minor depression, and bipolar disorder. I would say I kind of I would fall in between major depression and seasonal affective disorder is where I would see myself. So, I mean, I'm not depressed all the time. I do have certain times where I'm more depressed than I usually am, but a lot of that stems from my levels, my stress levels, from my stress levels. Then it goes on to talk about what causes depression in men. It says depression is one of the most common mental disorders in the U.S. Current research suggests that depression is caused by a combination of risk factors, including genetic factors. Men with a family history of depression may be more likely to develop it than those whose family members do not have mental illness. Um, I don't really have a big family history of mental illness that I'm aware of, not like a real big one. Environmental stress, financial problems, loss of a loved one, a difficult relationship, major life changes, work problems, or any stressful situation may trigger depression in some men. Yes, this happens for me. When I get into when I'm struggling a little bit financially, that definitely brings me down. Loss of a loved one. Both of my parents have died, so that definitely brings me down. My dad passed away when I was 17 years old, so I didn't have that male figure there to basically teach me everything I needed to know, so I pretty much kind of had to learn that on my own. Uh, my mother passed away in 2019. A difficult relationship. Alright, I'm on my second marriage now, which has failed. Major life changes, yeah. Been going through major life changes here recently myself. Work problems, I don't really have work problems. I get stressed out. But as far as like actually having a problem at work, no, I don't have a problem at work. And then they talk about how illness can cause depression. Depression can occur with other serious medical illnesses such as diabetes, cancer, heart disease, or Parkinson's disease. Depression can make these conditions worse and vice versa. Sometimes medications taken for these illnesses may cause side effects that trigger or worsen depression. Let's see, back in 2020, I was diagnosed with diabetes type 2, but I went on to the keto diet, and I didn't take any medication for it at all. I went on a keto diet, and within 6 months, I was clear of diabetes type 2. Now, back to what I was saying earlier, I think men's mental health in the United States, at least, nobody takes it seriously. It's like a joke to everybody. It's like, oh, you're a man, be a man, don't cry, go to work hard, do everything you can. And just, for me, that absolutely kills me, because I have bottled up so much stuff throughout my lifetime because I was brought up on that, well, I shouldn't say brought up, just, raised in a society where, it's like, oh, be a man, blah, 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 do what you gotta do, blah, 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 don't cry, blah, blah, blah. And I have built stuff up so bad that I'm to the point now where, I'm getting help with my depression, my anxiety, and, talking to David about it, and he's helping me out and guiding me along, giving me techniques I can work with and everything, and that is really effective, and it really is helping. But it's kind of sickens me how men are kind of treated like garbage here in this country because we're men, basically, and nobody takes it seriously. Court systems are biased toward men, which is absolutely ridiculous. I don't think the medical industry is really biased toward men, but I just know that from experience that people in society don't take men seriously as far as their mental health goes. And that really, really sucks, because I have probably about that many people right there I can talk about my issues with. That's it. That's absolutely it. And they are people that I trust through and through. But I do wish I would have met these people a long time ago and been able to talk about all the things that I have going on inside my head from, well, pretty much every single day. But that don't matter. I have them now, and they're helping me out, which is a really good thing. You'll have to excuse me right now. I'm just kind of rambling on right now. I'm pretty tired. I've had a long day. And this is about the only time I can actually get this video done, so next time I'll try to make it a better video. I know this really isn't a well-structured video, but again, like I said, I'm pretty tired right now. Anyways, Roger out.